Welcome, everyone, to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I am your host, Anthony Ragucci, and here with a few friends from the Delaware County area, we get in a basement and we talk about a certain topic. Today's topic, of course, is going to be Agent 47 to 007. We're going to be talking about IOI's transition from our titular hitman to James Bond himself. Here to discuss, as always, 003 himself, Chris Trio.
003, I'll take it. We've only ever seen, there's 00, which one is in Die Another Day?
Alex Trevelyan.
It's like 006 or 005?
GoldenEye. I think it's 006. I think it's 006.
Yeah, I'd love to see more 00s, which I actually am sure we'll see in this. But Gooch, how are you, man? It's good to see you.
I'm doing fabulous. It's nice and cool, nice rainy week here in Delaware County. We're recording on a Wednesday because Trio's going away this weekend.
Today's my Friday. So that's kind of nice.
So thanks for spending your I hate when people say that. It's my Friday. Ian Fitzgerald,
I just struck
friend
a
of the
chord,
show.
didn't I? Yeah.
He works at QVC and he has a weird work schedule. And I hope he fucking hears this. He always goes, today's my Sunday. It's like, shut the fuck up. You like, dude, your Monday is your Tuesday is not your Sunday. But it's Tuesday. I don't care. He does it, and
he has 3 days off a week though, so he has like a weekend nestled.
I don't know. I'm just using it. Just using an example. I'm just like, dude, no, like you're not special. Stop.
You know what it reminds me of?
You just work a fucking weird schedule, not like everybody else. Get over it.
Have you ever seen the clip of the guy? He's like, you're a caveman for thinking 24 hours is a whole day. My day is broken into 3 days, which is within 4. And he goes down this whole thing. You've never seen that clip?
No.
I have to send you it.
What's it from?
I don't know. It's like some dude on like a plan. No, it's a very serious man on a podcast talking about like how he's broken down days into smaller sections and like we're cavemen for thinking a day is 24 hours. I'm sure you've seen it out there. You got to look it up. It's one of the funniest things ever. But yeah.
Before we get into our topic, we like to, talk about what we've been playing, doing, watching, whatever. But before we do that, Gamescom opening night live was last night.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I watched some recaps. I did my after show comb through.
I had a similar. I just want give some thoughts about what we saw. Gamescom is going on as we're recording, not as you're watching, most likely.
Yeah.
Again, just like Summer Games Fest, too long, too many games, overwhelmed, and I just kind of shut down. Am I? What's wrong with me?
Nothing, Gooch. I just think you have to. I think honestly, trying to consume that much content in 3 hours and you're getting hit.
And
with
I'm on
all
Twitter
of this stuff,
and Discord, and I'm like,
you should not have that much stream of consciousnesses going into your stream of conscious. I don't know. I think it will overwhelm, and that's why I tend to like to wait until the shows are over. I comb through the news. You helpfully throw it all into Discord, so that's nice.
Yeah,
I usually go back through that.
Yeah.
I think the thing that stood out to me the most throughout these last day or two was definitely Resident Evil. It's looking fantastic.
I think they released the footage that was playable.
Yes.
For Resident Evil 9 Requiem.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty cool. We saw a trailer from that. We get to see Alyssa Ashcroft, Grace Ashcroft's mom, who is a character from don't you get
a note from
Evil,
her?
Give me a sec, not Outsiders. Outbreak, there we go. What? Yes, there's a note in 7 Trio. I heard you and I didn't know at the same time.
It's okay.
So so it looks like you're gonna be playing her in maybe a flashback and also in her present day, because it looks like she's going through some trauma.
Yeah, there's a scene with her mother,
mom,
right?
Yeah, pulling a gun and somebody's after her. I assume it's probably Umbrella or something like that.
We gotta look at the monster itself, which is a weird witch Baba Yaga
it's
type
her,
woman.
I think it's her.
I was gonna. Is it
that's
her?
What, that's
it's her
what,
mom.
I think so.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah.
But I think that's the flashback. Because in the trailer, the first trailer, she's working for the FBI, and they're like, "You got to go back."
Right. They're leaning into this mechanic of lighting and stuff. She can't go into heavily lit rooms, darkness and stuff like that seems to play a big part.
Third person and first.
Yeah, so I saw
pretty big deal.
I was watching the gameplay and she seems to stumble a lot. So there's different movement styles.
Did you see the third person, her running?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So there seems to be different styles. So
yeah.
there isn't anything to that first person. Interesting. Okay.
Like you get, I don't know. She's making noises like she's running,
but she's not going to be stumbling in the same way.
It didn't look no, because
Yeah.
I think they play the same gameplay back in third person because it's the same room, and like the way she's moving is like really dynamic.
It is, exactly. Yeah, and like as she gets more afraid, she seems to move more sporadically, and she's tripping over things and stumbling. And yeah, I'd be curious how that affects first person, if at all. I personally like the first person perspective more.
Yeah,
in a horror game, but I guess in a Resident Evil game, I actually might like the third person a little bit better.
Well, here's the thing: between like RE2 and 3 remake and 7 and 8, like it's different.
I think it lends to the horror more for me personally. Like
for 7 and 8,
especially just
and
in general
person,
for like I think horror games. Like when I think I've said this before in other podcasts. When I'm in third person, I almost feel like I'm there with the character. It's me and Leon. It's me and all the other characters. But when I'm in first person, I almost take the position of the character. I'm not there with the person. It's me versus the monster, and that's a bit scarier in a weird way. But I'm excited, man. It looks great. That engine is fucking wild.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It really does.
Capcom is, they're raking in the money. With all sorts of games, not just Resident Evil. So you kind of better hope it look good.
I would hope so. No,
they are kind of churning these out. Like we haven't had a space or a lack of Resident Evil in years.
You're right.
Not since 7. 7 started in like 2016, and then we got RE2 remake, RE3 remake, Resident Evil 8, and then 4 remake.
Yeah.
And now we're getting 9.
I gotta say, man, they're managing their fucking studios well because they're churning out consistently great content. And
3 is the only one I think people were like,
Right. I agree.
A lot of people didn't like 3.
I guess, they have a leg up. They're remaking very critically acclaimed games that people like, I guess aside from 3 for the most part. So, there's something to that. But they're doing a great job on these new entries. I think 7 was a great step back into the franchise. 8 was very much leaning back more into the zaniness of 4 and the action of it, but there were still some very scary elements in that.
I'm looking forward to playing it. I'll talk about 7 when we get to what we're playing for sure, but I am interested to get to 8 because I know it gets weird.
You're close. So do you think you'll finish 8 before 9 comes out?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, cool.
That's the intent. That's kind of, I'm going... I know like Lost Soulicide is coming out in August and Delta, so that'll take my PlayStation spots, but I'm going to try to get 8 in there before February and finish it up. Yeah.
That's sick. Okay, so then we'll be able to review that.
And I will then have finally played the entire Resident Evil franchise, which I've been doing since 2019.
I was going to say, when did you start that
2019.
journey? Wow.
I took there were a lot of spaces. It's not like I was playing them front to back.
Of course.
And now there's 2 and 3 original on PlayStation. So at some point, I'd love to go back and play those original ones.
I think it's worth your time. I'll give you a lot of credit for doing that. I think that's a nice little project to do over the span of so many years like that. Because you can just fill in little spots where you don't have anything to play or there's not much new coming out.
I did the same thing with Kingdom Hearts, like leading up to 3, but I think I did that over like a year.
Oh, wow.
But like, I'm trying to think. 28. Yeah, it took me a year. I went through all the Kingdom Hearts games in a year, but I didn't space them out. I don't think. I'm trying to remember how I managed to do it because I managed to do it. And there's like 6 games.
Right.
Not all of them are games. Some of them are like games that were on 3DS or DS that are like cutscenes now, and they like it. It's a bit different. Resident Evil is a lot more. There's a lot more going on there for sure. But we were talking about Chronos: The New Dawn earlier.
Yes,
and
that was another one that I'm already kind of sold on that. So I watched a little bit of the new trailer. And
I wonder how many teams Bloober has.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they just put Silent Hill 2 Remake out last year around the same time.
I would guess they have 2 solid teams going at once at the very least. They're not doing the new Silent Hill F though, right?
They're doing Silent Hill 1 remake.
Right. And that's still a bit of a ways out, and that's a relatively short game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Who knows how long... Silent Hill 2 remake was longer than the original.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but yes, the original, yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm hopeful for Chronos. I think this is a bit of a proving time for them, for Blooper. I know Silent Hill 2 was fantastic, and I think we all agree, but
not original.
It's not original. They had the story set from the beginning. They captured the ambiance. They captured, what that game needed to be. But I'm very curious to see what they do with this and what they do with a new franchise. What did they did like the Medium, right? I remember I started that.
Yeah.
And it's fixed camera, right? Tank controls. Is that tank control?
Yeah, tank control is when your camera is like, pretend the camera's like shoved up in the corner and you move around the room with the camera remaining in that corner.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the only Bloober game I played are Silent Hill 2 Remake and the original Layers of Fear, which was our horror game night from last year.
I forgot they did those. That's funny.
Yeah. It's so funny. Layers of Fear is like okay, but like it's so amnesia coded. It's like a bit. It's just like a different take on like what they did.
There was another like sci-fi one that they did. It was like the Inpatient or something maybe. Or
no, I know what you're talking about.
That looked somewhat interesting to me. It's funny, horror. There's so many games, like $20, $30 horror games that litter the marketplace. Again, it's this too many games thing where I'm like, and they have some good reviews
at some point.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm excited for Chronos, man.
A game that kind of came out of nowhere from a small little studio. I think they're French. I think it's Divina Commedia or something like that. It's the Dante Alighieri one. It's like it looks like some sort of third-person action game with like in the Dante's Inferno or the entire Divine Comedy. Dante's Inferno is like a gem of a game from the high school era, and I saw that and I was like, holy shit, Dante's Inferno 2
it definitely
from Visceral,
like
we back, but yeah, that really took my interest. But plenty of China slop, Asia slop, anime slop, as Jeff always does. He's got to get rid of that shit. I know Call of Duty and these studios, like, they buy the time. Like, we saw Black Ops 7, they're having co-op campaign, and I'm just like, not like I'm glad we're leading the show with this, but like I just don't really care. Like, I'm cool, like 4-player co-op COD, that's different. I'm taking notice of what they're doing, and then we get the pre-order screen, and here's the fucking the Fortnite skin, and like I'm just like
the glowing dragon man.
Yeah, I'm just like I was not to go on a tangent. I was having a conversation with Casey Wellman's brother Connor while we were playing the Battlefield 6 beta, which I'll talk about, and I was kind of hating on COD. He's like, "You really hate COD, dude," and I'm like, "No, I don't really dislike Call of Duty. I dislike what Call of Duty is to the video game industry." And how this machine that's just sort of capitalizing on every trend imaginable. And like they did copy Fortnite and what they were doing with like their skins and getting out there and like instead of boots on the ground. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not great for what Call of Duty is doing in the grand scope of things is not great for the industry. But like Battlefield 6 is probably not going to really hurt Call of Duty.
I mean, I think Call of Duty is just very emblematic of multiplayer games in general at the current state.
Yeah, it's just they're just a problem.
Yeah.
In terms of like making new games that are different, that are propelling FPS forward. Like they're not doing that. It's the same thing every year.
Well,
you complain about it every year and they still make money, you still buy it, you're the problem.
I would say there's a whole nother genre of games that suffer from that exact same issue. And it's one that we don't touch whatsoever.
Sports games.
Yeah.
That's why I said Madden.
Yeah.
You hear about people complaining about Madden every year.
Absolutely.
And they still fucking buy it.
Yeah, so it's tough. It is a bit of a catch-22 there. And I don't know. I always come back to the thing with Call of Duty. It's like they wouldn't be making these freakish skins if you freaks weren't buying them. I know, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like they must be.
Why is Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty? Someone needs to explain that to me.
Like, I don't know. Like someone showed me the Terminator, and I'm like, I don't know, that kind of lines up for me.
I mean, even Gears had like that Terminator. Like, I was just like, why? Like, I get like the
that lines up for me more than
sure, but like it's intrusive IP.
Yeah, like, I'd say Seth Rogen smoking his doobie is a bit more intrusive.
Emil and Kat from Halo Reach are in Gears 5. I don't know if you recall. And but that's an Xbox IP.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Like it's weird, but like I'm okay with it. It's still within
You're
the
willing
grounds.
to accept it a bit more.
But like the Dark Fate crossover with Gears 5, like why? Like what are we doing?
Yeah,
like why are we spending money to bring Linda Hamilton to come in to like voice that
when it
character?
Starts breaking the not immersion, but the setting or like the motif of what you're playing, it can be very distracting. But again, freaks are out there buying this shit. They wouldn't be making it if people weren't buying it. And that's the unfortunate thing. So stop buying it. as I'm sure most of you honestly aren't that are watching this.
I'm so excited for Fallout.
Oh,
dude.
I am ready to crawl out through the Fallout, baby.
I'm gonna, this is a weird one. You think I'd be like, why are you playing that? I'm gonna play Fallout Shelter and get all the achievements in it.
On like your
on
PlayStation?
Xbox.
Yeah. On your Xbox?
Yeah. Because I could play Fallout 4 on PlayStation, get all that stuff again, but I don't really want to. And like Fallout 3 and New Vegas aren't accessible on PlayStation, which is a shame.
Yeah.
It could change that. They could stealth drop those Fallout 1 and 2 ports for the console. They need to do that. I know Todd said he wasn't doing it.
I think 3 that's a remake. That's going to come out in that form at some point.
Yeah.
New Vegas, I think, I'd like to see that. That is still where, Xbox has hand over foot over PlayStation when it comes to just the backwards compatibility element.
I know.
Like I own all of those.
Thinking
on my
about
Xbox.
that, and it's just like you cannot play Fallout.
That is the
3
reason
on
I would
PlayStation.
never. That's just the one reason I would never get rid of my Xbox. Like I'm buying most of my things on PlayStation now, if not all of it.
Yeah.
But I would never get rid of my Xbox just because of that back catalog that I own on it. But I'm curious to see. I played 4 when the first season happened, so I probably won't go back to it. I'd be curious to see how
you're gonna play New Vegas?
I could play New Vegas.
Were you modding?
No, I was thinking about attempting to on my computer because they were like $2 on a Steam sale, and then I never did it.
Did you play Fallout 3 on PC?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. Modding. I modded Fallout 3 years ago. It's interesting.
Yeah.
The problem with it is it's like an old game, and it's like not very great at the modding.
I see. Yeah.
It's kind of like Oblivion. Like it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process. And same with like New Vegas, but
and I always hear about New Vegas crashing on the PC all the time.
Yeah, I mean the problem with that is like mods just turn the game. Here's the biggest issue with mods is I feel like it just changes the entire game. You get these weapons that really don't belong, and you like that. It like kind of kills my immersion. That happened to me when I modded Fallout 3. I was just like, I just feel like I shouldn't be using this gun.
You feel like you're not,
like it doesn't belong here. Like it's not like
it doesn't feel right.
Right? Yeah. But I'm really excited. Looking forward to see what from New Vegas is going to carry over. The endings, it seems like New Vegas is gone.
I saw you saying that. I think
they're shooting people in front of like the Tops and the Gomorrah. I wouldn't. Yeah. Like if Mr. House still had a foothold over the Vegas Strip, like I don't think that would be happening.
Well, I think you don't think he's alive at this point?
I would imagine he is.
I would too.
I don't know if the House ending was the one. Like Caesar's Legion is in it too.
Right.
And we don't see NCR.
No, we don't.
But we know the NCR exists from season 1.
I think they are going to show up for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of wondering. It's like who won the battle at Hoover, the second battle of Hoover Dam.
Dude, I love how much it looks like Fallout.
Yeah.
It looks
Novak.
There's so many little tidbits. I did see someone say online, and I tend to agree. I hope the season doesn't turn into a season of member berries too much.
Yeah.
But aside from that,
sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But aside, you see, what's his name? The robot, the cowboy robot.
Victor.
What's his name? Victor. You see all. I mean, they're 1-to-1 shots. Again, I can't give them enough
looks
credit.
like Novak.
How perfect they are doing with that type of stuff. Yeah. It really is fantastic. There's so many little things to pick out. I don't think that one is the casino vault though that you sent. That's like him walking in
the hotel.
I think that's like a Vault Tech facility that's been
I
started
didn't
there.
because I mean we see that Vault 21 in New Vegas, but it's like I don't know. It's like take it for what it is. Or take it for what it's not and what it's supposed to be.
Sure.
Because of like, I don't know, it just looks like a normal vault, but it's like a hotel.
Yeah, they've just been doing everything so 1-to-1 that it would surprise me if they did that. But I don't know, maybe. Dude, it looks so, the Deathclaw, there's so much. There is so much. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Looks right.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things from Gamescom, but ultimately there's a lot of slop. It's hard to stay focused when okay, I don't care about, fucking another Chinese, the Black Myth Wukong thing. I was kind of like, oh, here's I know it's the Game of the Year nominee, pretty big game, but it's just like, here's another fucking Chinese slop game. guys,
can you explain for people who don't know why it annoys? Like, what? Because for me, it's just more of the
slop is,
yeah. It's like for me,
Asian
it's just
slop?
it's like a historical Asian setting, which I feel like we have seen incredibly often at this point.
Yeah, it's historical feudal Japan or
China,
anything Asian that is not modern. With like you have pagodas and like getting stereotypical with it.
I was gonna say
like just the look, but and then there's some mysticism involved. It's Sekiro. It's like,
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Yote. And there's just a bunch of smaller, the gotcha stuff.
Neo.
That like,
I mean, there's tens of thousands, but
Wuthering Waves and fucking Genshin Impact. Like, there's so many games, whether it's anime style or realistic. Phantom's Blade Zero, and I want to get that game. Onimusha falls into that category. Neo, like you were saying, like there's just Black Myth Wukong and the new one, like they all fall into this, like they're gritty looking samurai or Chinese inspired or like they all look the same, and it's just like I've seen so many of those, I don't know what is what.
Sekiro, did we not say Sekiro?
Yeah, I said
okay.
Sekiro.
Let's see it. Yeah, I agree, man. I just feel like we see it so much even Assassin's Creed just came out.
Right. Yeah. And like there are a lot of smaller titles that I'm not remembering, but like the fact that I'm not remembering them is the point. There's just too many of them. There's a bunch of big ones, but there's also a lot of little smaller ones, and they just get mixed in with the slop.
And by the way, they do well, so it's obviously like an us thing. So I'm gonna preface that.
We had a big battle on Discord where I was definitely being told I was wrong, but I still think I have a point.
Well, it's not even that like you don't have. It's more of just like a personal kind of opinion thing at this point. Of it just feels like we are getting so much of them, to me, that everything blends together after a certain point. And I do think that is, degrading to those projects, sadly, in my mind. But obviously, for the greater consumer, they are doing fine and well, and everyone seems to be okay with them. So, people are going to go where the money is, and the money is very much there.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else from Gamescom, but I think that kind of does it.
No, I think those are the big ones.
Yeah. So let's talk about what we're playing, doing, watching. Trio, you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. I'll start us off here. So as far as movies and TVs, if you will, I have been to the cinema a few times this summer, or this last month, Gooch. So the big one, though, for me, I got to say, is Weapons.
Yeah.
Zach Kreger.
I'm hearing it's good.
Barbarian's own. Whitest Kids You Know's own.
Yeah.
It's really good. I think it's been kind of getting some divisive reactions in certain circles, but, a lot of overwhelming positivity as far as, like, critics go.
Mm-hmm.
But I really did enjoy it. I think it's an interesting premise. 17 kids go missing from a specific classroom in this small, like, Pennsylvania town, and it's like a day in the life after that happens.
It's in Pennsylvania?
There's Pennsylvania license plates. So they don't name the town, though, I think. Or they name it, but they don't, like, say where it is beyond that. So, yeah, these 17 children go missing, except for one child in the class. Only one came into school that day. The mystery kind of unravels throughout. I think the answers are interesting. The directions it takes are kind of fun. There are some, like, actually funny, genuinely funny moments in it, but overall, I still think it's very much a horror movie. It uses elements I haven't seen used in a movie in a long time, I feel like, just kind of specific elements that I can't get into without, spoiling things, but I don't know. I'd really be curious what, like, you would think about this if you saw it, or even just someone in general who's a horror fan. It's pretty scary, but again, there's some moments of just, like, I don't know, levity, like, genuinely just kind of funny moments.
Chris Reagan was talking about it on Sacred, and he was like, it's, like, not what you expect. It was like...
Absolutely. I think it's a very fair way to say it.
That's interesting.
And it's a movie that the more I sat with, the more I liked.
That's what he said.
Yeah, so I think it's well worth your time if you're a horror enthusiast. If you liked Barbarian, I think you'll enjoy this one. His next project is the Resident Evil film, which I'm excited for. He was talking about it recently, how, like, they're going for it from the Fallout angle. It's a different story set within the world of Resident Evil. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, how do I feel about it? I mean, they already kind of, like, did it, like, 3 times between the Mila Jovovich?
Jovovich? I don't know.
Mila Jovovich, that's it. And, like, those are, like, not the games, but, like, might as well be the games. And
Do they follow like the lore pretty accurately?
I would have to go back and rewatch. Because that's one thing
I guess he was stressing in the interview when he was talking about it.
Yeah, because there have been so many Resident Evil projects that are kind of just trash.
And they're just, they're pretty sloppy, in my opinion. I think they have their audiences and people enjoy them, and I think, they're good for what they do. The most famous scene is the laser wall, for sure. I mean, that's very iconic.
I mean, that's why it's in, it's in 4 in separate ways, but in the original 4, it's in there because of that. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, that's so weird that it like reversed.
It is funny how it comes. It's like a Harley Quinn situation almost. It comes from the different medium. But yeah, man, I thought it was great. I think you should definitely see it. I'd be curious to see everyone else's reaction. There's a turning point in the movie where, again, I think you're either going to be with it or you're not. I think most people will be with it. So, go check that out. Another thing on the list, Gooch, this is an oldie that I finally caught up on that I've been wanting to for years at this point. Mm-hmm. And I watched it with my girlfriend. True Detective Season 1.
Dude, same.
It's been on the list forever.
Yeah.
I've seen so many clips. I've seen so many, shots of Matthew McConaughey in it. And Gooch, it's worth a rewatch. Or it's worth a watch, I should say. It's worth going back to.
I heard like 2 and 3, and then they do like a spin-off?
No, they did a new one. The 4th season's called Night Country. I think it's still just True Detective. But
is that like Jodie Foster?
It is, yeah. We were planning on maybe checking it out. So I do like that each season is its own like thing. It's, what's the word? When it's a different story every time.
Anthology.
Thank you.
By the way, that HBO show that was filmed around here, that's not a sequel to Mayor of Easttown, but it's the same guy, writers, with Mark Ruffalo, is coming out on HBO. And I remember you were like, Gooch, I don't want to watch that. And I'm like, dude, it's filmed around here. We should cover it. Because after I watched Mayor of Easttown, I said the same fucking thing. So,
but it's just like I don't know. Like it's.
What do you mean you're watching True Detective? It's like the same shit.
Yeah, but True Detective is more interesting. It's Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my god.
I don't know. We'll talk about it later. No, that's a fair point. Whatever, Gooch. Maybe we'll check. Is it like what even was the Mayor of Easttown? Was it like a detective like investigation story? I honestly didn't really even know what it was about.
Yeah, like if I remember correctly, a young girl gets taken and like that's the catapult, or she's killed. She's killed, and then it goes from there.
Yeah, I see.
Great show.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, fine. Maybe we'll go back to it.
Was Kate Winslet not enough for you?
No, not really.
Mark Ruffalo isn't enough for you?
I'm not a Winsletite, Gooch, okay?
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm not a follower of Kate Winslet. All right, maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, Matthew McConaughey in that, though, genuinely, like he's just plays such an odd duck, Gooch, and it's so good.
Is it like different for him?
Yeah, I'd say, I guess.
He has some pretty, like, normal roles, and then he has very out there roles. Like,
I'd
compare,
say,
like, his Wolf of Wall Street character to, like, Interstellar.
Yeah. Probably more on the Wolf of Wall Street end of the spectrum.
Really? Okay.
But, like, if that character was a crazy psychopath that was really good at solving crime. Anyways, I think you should definitely check it out. Worth the time. It's like 8 episodes, I think, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But the other thing I want to talk about, which you also watched the first couple episodes of.
Oh, yeah.
Alien Earth, man.
Woo!
What a great surprise, honestly.
Dude.
Like, I didn't really know what to think about this when it was announced. It's set before the first Alien film.
I didn't either. I remember hearing about it about a year ago when Romulus came out.
Timothy Olyphant is in it, who I actually really love in it so far. He plays an android, which I think he's really great as.
You watched the 3rd episode or no?
Not yet. I think we're actually going to watch it tonight when I get home. I like this premise. I like the setup. No mentions of governments in this future. It's all just corporations that seem to be running things. I like how Earth has been kind of presented to us.
For like the first time.
Yeah,
right?
really. Yeah, we've never been to Earth in an Alien film proper. Except I think in Alien 3, there's like an alternate ending.
Okay.
Where they go to Earth and it's like a barren wasteland, like at the end, and it's all fucked. But that's like set in the far future because they clone Ripley or something like that.
That's Resurrections.
Yes, so maybe not Alien 3.
Yeah, and not Jodie Foster, but Winona Ryder is in that one.
Yeah,
and she's an android.
But I like the premise, the setup, the idea of these 3 different searches for immortality that like humans are pursuing.
Dude, the beginning dialogue. I forget what it is. Like I could not
that even, font or even
just like what they say, because it's like there's synthetic androids and then cyborgs and then like hybrids or
so
something
the idea,
like that?
yeah. So there's synthetics who are just man-made robots that are
Right,
like AI.
that we've all seen. Yeah.
There are cyborgs who are people who have gotten cybernetic enhancements, and then there are hybrids, which are brand new, which are being introduced at least by this new.
Yeah, our main character is a hybrid.
Our main character is a hybrid, and then they're being controlled or introduced by this company run by the. He's like a young genius. Is the idea? I can't remember his title.
Young. Yeah, he's got a weird name. I
Something
forget
like
it.
that.
Yeah,
Boy genius. Literally, he's like the boy or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But yeah, that whole setup of
Prodigy
the search
is his company,
right?
Yeah.
This search for immortality and the way they're doing it, and the intro was very interesting. Very much a similar kind of setup, even to the original Alien. How the frame is kind of set up and the framing of each shot. I mean,
the beginning is like just ripped
straight from Alien.
From Alien, yeah. Like you really feel like they get out and it's like it's the same style, it's the same feeling. It's I forget what the ship's called. Obviously not the
Nostromo, but like that style of ship.
It begins with an M. Magento.
Which one's that from?
The ship that crashes.
Oh, gotcha. I can't remember
it's
what
only
it's
been
called,
2
but
episodes, so we haven't had all this time to.
They've nailed the set design.
Remember the names.
Right. It feels like you're in real places in each set. They're not just green screened or fucking.
The show really feels tangible.
It feels like a movie quality show, genuinely in that regard. So
yeah.
I love what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see more. What did you think about the third episode? Like,
I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch it yet.
Awesome.
But dude, Alien Predator fans, we're eating big.
We really are.
I'm gonna watch that animated movie before Badlands.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna like tee it up. I felt like that would probably be a better to like go in with that.
Maybe we could. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Badlands.
Yeah.
Or, the animated
one before if we have time. But that's a different conversation. Yeah, man, eating good. You know what? I would bet $50 right now that a Predator is showing up in this. Like 100%. I'm like fully confident. In that, actually.
Maybe.
So we'll see.
I don't know
for sure.
that. I don't know about that, but we'll see.
You want to bet a Shake Shack?
How about a Workhorse?
Sure, fine. Workhorse dinner.
So, are we making a bet?
I mean, I'm not the bet. Why don't we do that? It just shows up. Either we see one.
You want to do this? So
I would do it. Oh,
well, no, you pitching this.
All right, fine. So, either a Shake Shack or a Five Guys meal.
Not a Workhorse.
I don't want to do Workhorse. I don't want to do it.
It's honestly probably a very similar price.
It probably is, but I'd rather
a meal.
Like a meal fit for no. I don't.
We'll bet a meal.
Okay, fine. A meal of some sort. All right. Predator's showing up.
Okay.
All right.
Predator
and then you're
not.
saying it's not. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Recorded. All right. Fantastic. But yeah, I'm loving Alien Earth so far. Anything else for you on it? I love all the different little aliens. Like.
Like the creatures, like the flora, fauna.
The eye one.
Yeah. It's like, cat. Okay, like this is just some rant. Yeah. Why are they all killers?
I think
nothing is just like, it's
not a cool
neutral,
alien.
Right. Yeah. It's just walking around having a good time.
Yeah.
The cat eye thing. I'm like, come the fuck on.
I would assume they are searching for very deadly creatures for some specific reason.
I mean, they're just searching for anything they can find to fucking reverse engineer to do some crazy shit with.
Like God knows what. Yeah. I do love how, again, it lands in a different company's area. So the other company has to call the boy and be like, hey, man, can I come in and get my ship? And he's like, no.
Yeah. So I like how they're dealing with the Yutani person, not the Wayland, or there's just one.
Right.
Because Wayland Yutani merged. It's a merger.
Right. It's very much like a Blade Runner-y type future to a degree.
So, Blade Runner was teased that Wayland's mentor was Tyrell.
Oh.
I think that was written in back in the day somewhere.
It is wild that this
but
was
I don't think it's canon.
Right.
But I could believe it.
It's wild that Ridley Scott and fucking James Cameron did both of these. Did one of these each.
Right. That's where the connection is.
So
from
wild.
Ridley.
Right. Yeah.
That it for you?
That's it for me at least. Yeah, movies and TV wise.
So I'll follow your order.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
No games?
No, I have games. Yeah. No,
go games.
Okay, yeah, I didn't.
Go games.
I don't know why, Gooch. I've been in an immersive sim mood, and I jumped back into the greatest immersive sim ever created.
Prey. I would say Deus Ex is. I've been watching some video essays on Deus Ex, so I've been kind of feeling that itch in a different kind of way.
That's the forefather, so I can't say that's incorrect. Obviously,
you can play the original Deus Ex on PlayStation.
I saw that, and I saw Chris was talking, Raygun was talking about it a little bit, and it was kind of scratching that itch a bit too. I think as far as like a modern, sim goes, it's a really fantastic game that can be played so many different ways. There's so many little different things I'm even still picking up on. I think I'm going to attempt to go for the platinum this time, Gooch. There are a few that are kind of tough. One is that you have to find every single body on Talos 1, every single crew member.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's like a security setup where you can like go through and mark each, it'll take a bit of time. And I think after I get to the end of the game, I'll have found most of them anyways. But that I think will be the most annoying. There's a few other ones where it's
so you're saying you're not going to use a guide?
You know what I've actually been using, Gooch?
What?
ChatGPT.
Oh, God.
I've been like, what's the best way to get this?
I actually have never used ChatGPT for any sort of trophy or achievement assistance.
I was like...
I have my sources.
I can't remember what it was. I was like, what's the fastest way to finish Prey? And it literally laid it out. Just because there's one where you have to...
Yeah, that's interesting.
There's one where you have to finish the game with only human powers. There's one where you have to finish it with only Typhon powers.
Yeah.
So throughout that whole game, you use neuromods to inject yourself with abilities through your eye, literally through your eye socket. And yeah, there's different ways that those can be used throughout. I think, you kind of really need the alien abilities by the end, especially when you deal with some of the Typhons. But dude, it's been a lot of fun to get back into. It's been a while since I played it. I'm also going to finally play Moonfall, Gooch. It's been Mooncrash, thank you.
I know what it's called, Trio.
Yeah, because you're an actually true Prey fan. Yeah, I'm just a fake.
Clearly.
I'm a fake
That's
fan.
a game that's been on my list for years, just like a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I want to get around to it. I will at some point.
Right.
I've heard a lot of good things.
It's fantastic. It really is. Other than that, we've been playing Hitman, actually, which we'll talk more about in depth a little bit later, but that's been a lot of fun. And then to finish it off here, Gooch, we already talked about it in our review, so I won't get into it much more, but Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
I've been working on the platinum a little bit. I just hit a million likes today.
Yep.
Which is a lot of fun. Did. I'm close to 5-starring everyone. I just 5-starred the... What the fuck's the guy? The guy in the mountains with the leather apron.
The Phantom Smith.
Yes, the Phantom Smith. I still have to get the Eastern Observatory and then the Aeronautical Engineer.
The game is a lot longer. I loved our review, but we didn't talk about so much.
I know.
I was like, after we got out, I was like, oh yeah, we didn't talk about. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that either. Oh, it just kept rolling
over.
In.
Yeah.
How much we just didn't go into, and I'm like, oh,
it's tough, man.
Some games are just difficult.
Well, and I think that's an especially dense game.
Yeah,
for sure.
The story is so. The focus, but the gameplay also is pretty deep, and we didn't get deep.
And I do wish we did and I also just wish we kind of did the stats thing, show our what our stats were at the current time, how much we carried and all that stuff. It would have been fun to dive into.
Yeah,
but the platinum's within sight. I don't have that much left as far as hard things go. Some very easy ones. I never did a VR training, so
I know. You never. I
just never felt the need to.
And you never saw Dahlman dance. I noticed. I was looking at your achievements.
So how do I get that?
You play Horizon Dreamer in the Magellan, and he'll start dancing, and he goes, "Do you have a moment, Sam?" And he flies up, and then he starts dancing.
I did.
I love it. It's so cool.
And then I thought I got in the hot spring at one point, but I guess I didn't. So
then
I went back and did that.
Stuff.
And then
it's very optional.
Well, and it's funny because I thought I did, but I must have just never actually. I kept seeing it outside the Motherhood or whatever.
Yeah, there's 2 that are very obvious, but the other ones you have to go find.
And then you can make your own after that, right? And
stuff like that. So
you can douse for it.
I don't really understand how you're supposed to just find them. I'm using a guide because they're in set locations. And they're.
Do you have to build one of those for an achievement? I know you have to build all the structures for an achievement.
Probably the hot spring digger thing in the PCC, yeah. But yeah, just like in the first game, there's different hot springs around the map and they do different things, but now you have to find them. And yeah, I was surprised how optional that was.
Yeah.
Besides the 2 you will run into naturally, because I didn't do this until endgame, and you get more, there's an Easter egg with the da-na-na-na-na-na, that song, but they play the actual version of it. It's like a little Japanese like children's thing.
Yeah, it was fun
from what I understand. And yeah, so you can make the hot spring do different things. You can get like different things to put in it. You can hang out with like a little guy, a little Kuoka. What is that called? Kuokka.
Kuoka?
Yeah, he hangs out with you, and you get little different holograms. So the more you unlock, the more options you get to put in the hot spring stuff. And yeah.
Another thing I do really appreciate is the ability to swap gear much more easily. And I don't remember if this was in the first game. Maybe it was, and I didn't utilize it as much. But like if I have a Boca skeleton and a speed skeleton, I can hold left on the D-pad, go in the radial menu, and just swap.
I don't remember if the skeletons were in that. The shoes were for sure.
Even like your hands, and then you can swap like off your mask easily in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I really like that and use it a lot. But yeah, dude, I don't have much. The
post game is so much longer than Death Stranding 1. There is so much more game there.
I am happy that I did most of it. Like I think I have like about 25% left at most, but I'm glad I did most of it.
Yeah, like I'm enjoying it, but it is like maybe I wish I did more.
Is building the roads part of it in Trayfield?
No,
I didn't think so. Okay,
the platinum is pretty fair.
Yeah,
like there isn't really like you have to go out of your way to do like the Lord of the Tar Lake, and there's another hidden BT in that crater in the north.
Did you do the Ghost Hunter stuff yet?
I didn't finish. Yes, I know about.
You have to like prevent some. That's what I'm on. Like one of the last.
To get his achievement, you had. Do you know how to do it?
I had the thing. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I shut it off, and then they mentioned it. I'm like, oh, I'll just go show up, and I like got the trophy.
I did it by accident. I went back to him, and it was on, and then I was like, oh, and then I turned it off. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he has his own like sub orders, like the adventure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I got like the lyre bird from the fire.
Right.
And I brought it back. Now I have to bring it to the animal shelter. So I don't know how much more sub orders he has.
Yeah, I think I'm on the last big one right now, and then I gotta keep fucking saving the stupid adventurer.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm like, dude,
this should have been 3 times, like at most. I'm on like the 5th one. I feel
really.
Like.
There's 5?
At least 4.
I saved him from that one, like he's in like a BT area near like F4.
Yeah,
I think.
So
that
I
was
think
the one I just did. Now I'm at another one.
The one I just got, he's on top of the mountain. That one wasn't hard, thankfully, because I have like a web of zip lines set up to get up there.
I need to figure out how to traverse around there better, and I think it's zip lines.
It is zip lines because
I've been zip lining a lot more in post game than I did while I was doing the story.
I mostly only use them on this. I built so many, I maxed out my thing.
Really?
Yeah, because I just had so much. And, certain people, I didn't realize it bends now at first.
Oh, dude.
That's huge. I mean, don't get me wrong, I recognize that like early on. Yeah. But like that's another thing I want to mention. But then it's annoying, though. I wish you could move them like when they're already set. Because there are certain ones with like online ones.
Other people's,
and
I
you can't bend it after it's already been like created.
I wish it was like within like upgrade 2, you were able to change that.
Change the angle. Like, I don't know. Yeah. It feels... That's one of those things that like I actually kind of expected you to be able to do after a while. Because I feel like there was a lot of things like that within the game where I'm in the truck and I can't pick up anything early on, often like while I'm in the truck. I'm like, all right, well, there's definitely going to be an upgrade that allows me to do that. And so there was. I got the gloves. I would have expected there to be something like that with the zip line.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same kind of thing with the bridge where like there's like now like bigger bridges. Yeah.
Big bridge. Yeah.
Big little bridge.
I built one of those. It has a good amount of likes, but there are some like bridges built places where I'm like, and it has like 1 million likes. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Like it's just like in a canyon, just on like over flat land.
Somebody revealed to me a good way of like farming likes is you see a bridge like that, you delete it and build your own there. And I'm just like, that is so un-Death Stranding. I would never do that. I would never.
But even that, like, I don't know. How does that work? How does then your bridge get disseminated out to everyone over that 1 million liked one?
It doesn't. It just like it's a good spot. Clearly.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, interesting. But yeah, I've been still having a lot of fun with it.
Have you seen any of my stuff?
I've only really seen that one Cairn, and it's by the metagenomicist, and I keep liking it every time I see it.
I've seen some of your vehicles. I found one of your signs, but I'm surprised like I don't see more of your stuff. There's a few other people that I'm like, yeah, like they saw a lot of my stuff, but I haven't seen a lot of theirs. Dilly's, I've seen a ton of shit from his. Fred, when he was playing, I think I saw like a decent amount of his stuff. I have a lot
of Timefall shelters out there, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there is a lot in the world, like we were saying during the review, but... Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Just post-game wrap up.
Yeah.
I hope to have it finished before Delta.
I was hoping
I'm not sure if that's going to be possible.
How many do you have left, do you know?
A little bit.
Yeah, I think I have 10.
But I'm not like blowing through it. I'm kind of taking my time.
Yeah.
I'm savoring it because when it's gone, it's going to be like, all right.
No, it's true.
Because I'm definitely not going to return. Like, Death Stranding is a game I think you play once every few years. You got to let it, like, lie, like, really lie.
Probably the only time I'd replay it is if 3 gets announced or is coming out in some shape or form.
I'm sure there's going to be a director's cut. Well, I don't know that, but...
Would be surprised.
Right. Is that it for you?
I think so.
Long one for you, Tree. Usually don't go that long, but that's fine. We kind of knocked some of mine out. So I've been watching a lot of shows and some movies.
Sure.
What If Season 3? Finally got around to it. Absolute trash, Trio. Absolute trash. Like,
that's unfortunate.
I was like, I cannot believe some of these episode ideas. I mean, the Marcy and Howard the Duck one, or whatever the fuck her name is, Darcy. I was like, this is fucking embarrassing that we thought them having like a kid was gonna be like a good episode. Like, get the fuck out of here. There was one where it was like the Hulk like fucks some shit up, and there's like Gundam versions of the Avengers, or like he creates like these big monsters and they need like Gundam suits to fight them. That was stupid. Like, not like, I think the ending was good with like the Watcher and like some of like, you know, like Captain Carter comes back and like that shit, like that was fine. But like like even like there was a Shang-Chi but in the Western with like Kate Bishop, I'm like, stupid. Like I'm like they're just dumb. They're just dumb, man.
I really like the way you said stupid, fucking stupid. Because honestly, it is. Like, I think that's the biggest downfall for that show. Of like, they didn't really want to try to go outside the box. It got interesting,
goofy, and that was the problem. Like, they weren't actually exploring like serious ones, and the animation sucks.
I wouldn't even
sucks.
It's not even goofy. It's just like, what are we? Like,
I mean, Howard the Duck and Darcy fucking and having a baby is pretty goofy.
No, I won't disagree with that.
Howard the Duck is an Easter egg character from Guardians, you know? He's not even like a real character.
I will say that sounds more interesting to me than Captain Carter. Than just because, like, I think the most boring ones to me are like, it's Captain America, but it's Captain Carter. Oh, it's the Vision, but he's Ultron. Like, I don't know. I like it if like we'd at least go a little bit more outside the box rather than just like we moved like an inch in the universe slightly. That still sounds silly and ridiculous, and like I don't want to watch it. But I just don't get this idea that we can only like slightly alter things, like for the most part. I don't know. Go a little bit crazier. Go wild. And I'm not wild.
I mean, it's wild in like a very bad way.
What's another episode?
I can't even.
That's what I was gonna say.
I can't even recall.
If you can't, don't look it up. I don't care enough. I just was curious. Like that's like if they're. I feel like if they were that wild.
There's one that's like post-apocalyptic. And it's like, oh, okay. Can you just show me like it's not like full, showing me the full episode titles. Oh, I got this. True. Relax. There was one with like, what if Agatha like is like a Hollywood star with like Tony Stark like in like the like he's like funding her and like Kingo gets involved, and I'm like, okay, but like. Nah, kind of stupid. What if the Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier? That one was like, this is just kind of stupid. Like,
I'm trying to think.
And they have like a buddy cop like thing. They're running from like, whoever the Goliath character was from Ant-Man, and like he's hunting the Winter Soldier after this because he gets caught because he doesn't kill the Starks. So him and Red Guardian on the run. It's just like, this is dumb. This is really stupid. Yeah.
Do you think that's a problem of Marvel kind of being boring in that regard, like in the what if regard?
Yes.
Like I feel like DC has much cooler ideas when it comes to like their Elseworlds and like what if this, or like even when like super.
It's because they get serious and they're not goofy. Like most of these episodes like are kind of played for laughs.
Like there's a great Elseworld story where Clark lands in Gotham and he's Batman. But like, and I can't. It's like speeding bullets or something seriously. Like that. But yeah, they take it seriously, and it's interesting. And like, he's Batman, and he can actually fly, but like, like a bat, and he can shoot laser eyes like a bat, and all that stuff. So it's very interesting. Whereas I don't know, what can you do with that with Marvel? What if Iron Man was Captain America? Okay, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also watched this show called Smiling Friends, which I'm sure you've seen.
I've definitely seen clips.
It's very good. It's like an Adult Swim like animated comedy, very funny. There's only 2 seasons. I actually finished it last night, and I really enjoyed it. Really love like the dumb humor that Adult Swim has been putting out for years. And like I love how Adult Swim, while a big name, still manages to be like small. Like Rick and Morty came out of Adult Swim. Yeah. The Boondocks.
I mean, dude, Robot Chicken has some of the funniest sketches out there.
Yeah, and it's like they still are like, we're on like Cartoon Network at like night, and they show anime and shit like that.
Yeah, no,
like,
that's
I just love what they're doing over there. Been watching South Park. That's been funny. We talked about Alien Earth. 2 movies. We were talking about Resident Evil earlier. I watched my final Resident Evil canon movie, Death Island, which came out a few years ago. Why can't these be better? I don't know.
Are they like weird CG movies?
Yes.
Right? Like Final Fantasy style CG?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hyper real. And it's like, dude, this is the first time Claire, Rebecca Chambers, Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield, and Leon have been in the room ever. And it's in a movie. It's not in a game. It's in a movie. And it's just like, I'm like, they're never like, they're like cool. There's like cool parts of them. But like ultimately, it's like, this is just like why?
Bit of a slog, like getting through it.
Yeah. And I also went out to the theater to see Shin Godzilla.
Oh, right,
2016, directed by Hideaki Anno.
That's a Toho one, right? Like
Japanese. Mm-hmm. It is, and so Hideaki Anno is the creator of Evangelion.
Okay.
So he directed this, and it is more or less a remake of the original Godzilla, Shin meaning new, or God. So Godzilla, or new. Japanese is just...
Like ATM machine? Right.
What do you mean?
Automatic teller machine? How everyone, like when everyone says that?
Sure.
The machines, yeah.
Okay,
anyways.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. It's very political. Very political.
Interesting.
It's all... Dude, like, when Godzilla, like, first starts coming, it's like... We're going from like meeting to board meeting, and it's moving quick, and there's subtitles, and they're telling you who this person is, where they are. There's a lot of like text on screen that for a foreign audience is tough to handle. Like you just can't read it all at the same time. And I think that's kind of a bad thing, because like they're just like naming, hey, like they're in this room on this floor, and this is this person that's talking right now. And they're like, they're
like the Secretary of Defense or something, right?
They're politically discussing what is going on. And it's like there are some action sequences where, like tanks are shooting Godzilla and stuff like that. But like it's a lot of like political drama. It's interesting. I enjoyed it. It's not as good as -1.
I was going to say, would you say there's much more of that in this one than -1? Because I know -1 is still relatively heavy on the human element, though, right? When it comes to like,
but there's like it's Shin Godzilla is not a human story.
Sure.
There are characters that are central focused, but it is a political story. Like it's like, how is the country of Japan dealing with Godzilla coming on Earth and destroying Tokyo, and like shit, like do we tell them what the truth, like what do we do? Are we gonna contact the US? Are they gonna get involved? Are other countries gonna get involved? Like it's all from like the backdrop of like a meeting room.
The political intrigue of it all.
It's interesting. It's fast. It's not like boring, but like it's
dialogue heavy though.
Oh yeah. Very.
Yeah, I could imagine that being tough, especially for a foreign.
But it's
film.
like, are we going to attack Godzilla here? Like we thought we got everyone out. There's a civilian.
Right.
Cancel the attack. Stop. We can't do this. And yeah, but like it's pretty good. I don't think it's like, again, a -1 watch where I was like, holy shit, I could watch this probably over and over again and love it every time. It's definitely not that kind of movie, but I enjoyed going out and seeing something that I really didn't know what I was walking into, which is rare these days. My dad wanted to go see it, so I was like, okay, they're re-releasing it.
Why not?
Again, it's from 2016 in 4K. Sure.
That's very cool.
We talked about Death Stranding 2, so I won't talk about that. Resident Evil 7. It's in my top 4, Trio. I love it.
I'm glad, man.
I was surprised when it took me only 9 hours to finish it.
I didn't realize it was that short either.
Yeah, and I played through it. I kind of knew the story going in. I really liked the focus on it, But then at the same time, it's like there's like almost zero greater Resident Evil stuff in it. I don't know if that's for good or for bad, but I think it is kind of. I mean, Chris Redfield is a slippery slope as a character. I feel you involve him, and like I feel like that's probably the problem with 8, is he's like more involved in it, and it gets weird.
Why?
I think there's just like too much baggage and random bullshit with some of those characters throughout the years with Resident Evil. Chris has come so far, like as a character, a lot has happened to him, and I feel like it's just like you bring him in and you're kind of bringing the baggage of the shit Resident Evil with him.
I see.
But yeah, like I like Ethan and like the smaller story they're telling and like the Bakers and like what's going on with them. I still don't really buy that this giant ship just sort of crash lands in Louisiana and like nobody seems to notice.
Cover up by Umbrella.
Well, they're saying, oh, it's like, I was talking, I'm like, how does nobody notice this giant ship like crash landed like in Louisiana?
It is like a battleship, right?
It's huge.
Yeah,
like I'm kind of fine with like, okay, like they're a group called the Connections, and like they're experimenting with bioweapons, and it's in the form of a little girl. Like, cool with all that, but it's just like nobody noticed that ship there for like a year or two.
Why didn't Umbrella come?
Well, Umbrella's like good now.
Oh,
Chris
gotcha.
is working for like Blue Umbrella. Umbrella doesn't exist.
Bluebrella. Right.
Blue Umbrella. Yeah. But he's also working for the BSAA still, which is the task force that was formed after Umbrella was dissolved to fight bioterrorism, which is like what all the characters are a part of and work for to different degrees. See, again, this is the shit like that's like Resident Evil 5 and 6 and like it's canon.
This feels like the X-Men timeline where it's like, just don't think too hard past like 2 of the past games.
You
know what I mean? Like, just the last game's canon. Don't go further back than that.
I love when Chris shows up and he goes, "I'm Redfield." Like, what? Like,
who's that?
I'm Chris.
Yeah,
I'm Redfield. But I've been playing some of the other DLC. I did the speed run. I beat it in like 2 hours, which was really fun. I followed a guide to do that. Beat Madhouse. Loved that difficulty. Really, I just felt it was like really challenging.
Yeah.
And I was really about it. Didn't feel like too hard, but also just difficult enough where I thought it was like really compelling. And then playing all like the extra DLC modes. There's a blackjack mode that I was telling you about.
I didn't realize
there's
that
like a horde mode, and there's a roguelike mode, and there's the Jack's 55th birthday, which is like you're gathering like food for him, and like I'm like, why did they do all this? And the only thing I really have left to do is Not a Hero and End of Zoe. There's
right,
2 stories.
Not a Hero. Okay, that's the Redfield one, right? Not a Hero.
And the End of Zoe is like an epilogue with like not Jack Baker, his brother. I think it begins with a J too, but like it's his brother, and he saves Zoe at the end of it.
Oh,
did you not ever play that?
No,
but you played.
I think Not a Hero. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. It's like it is very interesting to see like what that game got for DLC.
They really kind of scattershotted it a bit.
I mean, hey, it wasn't like Capcom wasn't like totally on top yet.
It wasn't a sure thing.
Yeah, they were just kind of coming back for sure.
Capcom.
2 more. Battlefield 6 beta. Man, dude, I am excited for this. I played over 2 weekends for, I would say, maybe like 20 to 30 hours total, maybe 40. And it's Battlefield's back, man. I think they knew what they needed to do, kind of reminisce, and what did we do before, what worked. Let's go back to that. Let's not do like hero classes like they did in 2042.
Let's put in a scoreboard.
Right. Yeah. Let's get back to what made FPS and Battlefield good. That's what we're doing. It's big open maps. It's 42 people squad or teams. It just feels like exactly what a multiplayer shooter needs to be without all the skins and the microtransactions and like this system that's behind it that seems to be really infecting a lot of like multiplayer games. It just really felt like there's going to be a battle pass, of course, but it feels like it's back to basics. It feels like what Battlefield needs to be, or like what an offering. Like it's funny because it feels like Battlefield 3, 4, and 1 And like you think that's like a regression, but like it's a good thing that they're like understanding like what the game was at its peak and not trying to just be this moneymaker machine and getting back to basics. And yeah, I played with a lot of different people too. Like some of our friends, playing with DPS and his friends, Tom and his friends. Like I was playing with like so many different groups of people, and then like a lot of people were jumping into it. So we'll see how it does at launch.
That's great, man.
Yeah. I really enjoyed my time with it. Really looking forward to it. And of course, Hitman. I think the last time I talked about it, I hadn't beaten 3, but I beat 3, and now I'm just kind of going back and doing the masteries, getting the achievements. We'll talk about that more right now. We'll transition. That was a long what we were playing, what we were doing.
It was, yeah, we did.
But yeah, so we kind of thought, why not? Trio has been a Hitman fan for a long time. Been playing not just the World of Assassination games, but the past Hitman. And I've never really been into Hitman, so I'm playing World of Assassination, and I'm kind of like, getting ready for First Light. That's sort of what I've been waiting for. I want to finish World of Assassination, get all the achievements, go through everything by the time First Light comes out. And, when we've talked about this before with IOI, that like this just makes sense, right? Don't you agree?
It's an incredibly perfect fit. Like, I don't think you could have found a better match when it comes to a developer and a style of game. It's funny. I think you mentioned the Discord earlier, and I can't remember exactly what you said, so I don't want to misquote you. It was something like they need to change a lot to fit into this game, or not a lot.
There's definitely work that needs to be done.
And I would agree with that. But
like Hitman is not just like a like if they did what they did for World of Assassination, I don't think it would be a good Bond.
No,
game.
Absolutely not.
Like,
and
it's not set up, but it's there.
Like freedom is the cornerstone of this Hitman game, of World of Assassination specifically, and very much to a lesser degree in the older games. I think when you go back to Absolution and when you go back to freaking Blood Money, those earlier games, Absolution especially, was much more narrative heavy and much more akin to what I think we will get when it comes to Bond. And I think they can focus on story when they want to. But the choice of making it this Assassin's Playground when it comes to the World of Assassination, I think was the right move. I can't wait to see them kind of focus their attention in on a more narratively focused story again and a more narratively focused project. When it comes to Bond, I think, Hitman's secret agent gameplay already for the most part.
Yeah.
It's you have your guns.
It's a bit different flavor, but
for sure, it's secret agent going in there to kill someone. But whereas I don't know, Bond, I can imagine there's going to be very much more condensed levels, but with a lot of exploration and a lot of opportunities. And I even think some sim elements will be introduced in, like they are in Hitman. Like I cannot wait to see what they do. I think they have the engine for it too. I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to look it up in a minute, but their in-house engine I think looks fantastic. I don't know what you think.
Like in Hitman?
Yeah.
From what I've seen of that, I would not say Hitman looks good in terms of graphics.
It's the Glacier engine.
Yeah. I watched the First Light trailer today just to kind of refresh my memory, and that looks good. But I don't think Hitman graphically looks anything to talk about. Like it, I think there's a lot of problems with Hitman. As a package, like there's a lot going on. Like one, the cutscene budget seems to be there, and then they kind of lose it with 2 and 3. Like they don't even have cutscenes in Hitman 2. Like I thought that was wild. I'm like, it's just still images and voice. Like, I know Square. I know that a lot happened.
Well, but I don't even think it's I think they just know where they want to focus. Like, I just don't think that the campaign or narrative elements in the first one was anything to, like,
But does that mean, totally cutting the cutscene budget and just, here's some still images with, voiceover? Like, that's lazy.
Sure, to a degree, yeah.
But, the interlude cutscenes, I did find kind of engaging in 1, and when they came back in 3.
Yeah, it's just not something I was ever there for, especially in these games, which is unfortunate.
Because I think in 1, I was interested. I'm like, what's going on? And 47's passed and stuff like that. I'm like, do we know anything about that?
And I do remember even at the time being a little perturbed and oh, because Absolution and Blood Money especially have some very heavy narrative elements. And, I do think 1 kind of starts to lean into that a little bit more. And yeah, I'm sure the breaking away from Square Enix made them refocus. And I do think Hitman 1 is much more broad in scope than the next 2. I think there is much more in each map. And I think that is a result, as far as challenges goes, as far as missions go, like as far as strictly numbers wise, there's much more in that first game. And I think that is a result.
What do you mean?
So as far as like active missions that you can take up within a setting, as far as like challenges, there are much more. There's like 6 or 7 in Hitman 1's like missions,
and they get smaller.
There's like 3 or 4 in the like Hitman 3, I think, for some of them.
Yeah, the levels in Hitman 3 are pretty interesting. They're much different from 1 and 2.
I would agree.
Like, I mean,
from memory, for
narratively
sure.
And the way they're structured, there's like you're not just going there to kill somebody. Like there's
objectives too.
Like the one in I don't know if it's like Bangladesh or India. Like you got to find the guy.
Yep.
Like that's just not like, oh, here's your target, go kill him.
And those are elements that you have seen or I've seen in past Hitman games, like the idea that you have to find out who your target is, or
right. We don't know what he looks like.
There's an extra objective in like Sapienza when you have to destroy the virus as well as killing the 2 people. Like, I love all those elements.
That's a Kaido.
No, that's Sapienza. I just played it the other night. You have to kill the guys.
Oh yeah. I keep getting Sapienza mixed up with Paris. I know they're back to back, but
yeah, that's the fashion show one.
Yeah,
which I like too.
I haven't gone back to it after I beat it.
Yeah,
but yeah, grinding away at some of those maps and like doing all the challenges is pretty fun, but also can be really difficult.
Definitely,
I had a really hard time with the Thailand one and the hotel.
Yes,
that one was.
It's tough.
Like you have to get all the challenges done, and I was like, holy shit, man! Some of these are pretty involved.
No, for sure. And I think, there's much more in that first game when it comes to levels and like what you can do within those levels because of how they released it. That first game was released episodically. Like yes, Sapienza was released, the fashion show was released, all of those. So they had time to work on those almost individually. Whereas 2 and 3, they released those as complete packages.
Right.
So I think, that shows a bit more in those games too.
How much were they?
They were 60. I think they're full games.
Wow.
I mean, they're full. That's the thing, and I remember saying it, like, It's like you have 6 to 7 missions that you can replay probably at least 15 to 20 times, I would say, and still get a relatively new flavor out of it.
Because it seems like the World of Assassination package is a good package.
Oh, I mean, it's insane.
But it's also, I mean, we'll talk about it. I have some bullet points I want to go over. It's the things like I don't want to see and I do want to see. The way World of Assassination is packaged is great, but there's so much other things connected to it that you don't get when you just buy like the deluxe bundle. I'm like, what is going on? I found out that I didn't have there was like achievements for things I didn't buy, and I was like, what? I'm like, I bought like the deluxe version, so I thought I got like everything, and I knew I didn't get everything, but I feel like I had what I needed, but I needed to buy another $30 DLC that just went on sale, and I picked it up. To get some achievements.
All the achievements, right? Yeah. So you can.
I think they're like the sniper missions.
Yeah, no, they're all. And this was the time where each different pack has its own achievement set up, or its own achievement pack. You know what I downloaded the other night? It was $5 on PlayStation. It was Batman Arkham City, and each one of those packs, and you know this probably, has its own achievement list and trophy list. Yeah, and like it's insane. I think they do streamline it for that like complete package that they released.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like on PlayStation where it's like under. I know what you mean, but like on Xbox, obviously it's just like one.
Oh, is it
together.
Just one whole list?
So I have to go and read. I'm like, okay, like what's this mission to? And it's like it's to this mission, and I went to go like look it up in game, and it's like you don't own it, and I was like, fuck, I didn't even know that. So the fact that I bought the deluxe version and I didn't get everything was like, oh, I guess I got it. It's $30. I bought World of Assassination for like $25. So just like, I mean, we're talking about it. It needs to be packaged together. Like Hitman or First Light needs to be less of a platform. Hitman World of Assassination became like a platform for the game. I don't think that was like the intent of it originally.
Well, it's fun. I think that was the intent, and then it slowly morphed out of that because this was the time of episodic games, like at that time.
Okay, because it kind of works, but like when it comes to like finding out I don't have actually everything that I thought I bought, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're also you thought that was content complete. It included every DLC, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, and I guess that's like part of like you gotta. And I don't want to say this is like a read the package, but like whenever I get those things, you gotta go
I didn't
through.
get everything,
Right,
but I didn't know what that meant
because there are like 2 extra assassin like storylines. Like there's almost like an Illuminati one.
The 6,
the Salvato 6 or whatever. Yeah, I do think that gets confusing, and I think they recognize that. I cannot imagine 007 not being just a more traditional style package. That it's just a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a story. Do you think they're doing multiplayer?
No, I hope not.
I could see them doing multiplayer with this.
God, I hope not. Trio, I hope not.
Even if it was something just like literally just like a GoldenEye style multiplayer, like an arena style, like probably didn't take that much time. You just have some characters that you could play as.
Yeah, I don't need that.
I don't think they'll do it, but
some
I
Bond games have it. I mean, obviously GoldenEye, very famously, Nightfire, Agent Under Fire. They all have like multiplayer, little like go kill your friends kind of thing. But like obviously have the time. So we haven't had a Bond game that came out with in the era where like a multiplayer game would have tagged to it. I don't know if the Craig one had it.
It didn't. Then there was like a From Russia with Love game. I can't remember.
It's something Diamond. It's not a movie tie-in, but it's with Craig.
It's like is that the one where it's him playing all the different 007 moments?
Maybe.
There's one where it's
like
Daniel
Rogue?
Craig and he's like it's like all the famous like Bond moments, but it's just Daniel Craig doing them as Bond.
That's
it's
interesting.
Like, yeah, I think that's like the latest one that they did. But yeah, I think it will be a much more traditional package.
Yeah, so going back, we kind of got off point by talking, no problem. As I've been playing and as I've been going through Hitman 1, 2, and 3, and now going back to the maps and thinking about like, okay, like how does this work in the Bond? How does this need to change? And I took a few notes. And we'll kind of go off there and I think, intersplice whatever you want.
Yep.
But gameplay needs to be reprioritized and re-optimized from adventure action to action adventure. Hitman does not feel like an action game. The stealth, the figuring it outness of the missions is more the gameplay. You're not like running around gunning people down.
You can.
You definitely can.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the point.
No, it's very much a stealth game first.
Yeah, and I'm not saying James Bond isn't going to be that, but there's going to be action set pieces in James Bond.
Oh, I totally
There's
agree.
going to be moments where you're stealth, and then you're going to get seen in a cutscene, and then you're going to be switching over to, not your assault rifle, but like you're going to be not stealth,
loud.
and that's a part of the game.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And yeah. I think that's 100% the direction they'll go. I think the idea will be Dishonored-like. I think you're going to have like 12 to 13 missions that are not medium-sized not even open worlds, but like a corridor, a linear open world that has many different paths in it that you can either take in a loud fashion or a quiet fashion. Like in this, there's going to be opportunities for you to overhear things with the guards, to hear opportunities to get into places in a different way.
There's going to be a party level, I'm sure.
100%.
And you're going to go behind the scenes and, yeah.
Bond, you need to infiltrate that building.
That party.
Yeah. I don't care how you do it.
Smooze the girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Find out what's going on.
I think that there is going to be a lot of choice thrust upon us as the player, which I think fits very well.
And there is choice in Hitman, but again, the action is just one bullet.
I mean, a lot of Hitman's waiting.
Yeah,
genuinely. Like you are setting up the perfect crime.
And I think that's great, but that's not Bond.
No, for sure.
But like their DNA is the same. It's just kind of like the difference between like a little cute monkey and a gorilla.
Have you tried messing with the gunplay at all? Like, have you gotten in a gunfight?
Yeah, but no.
I've like fucked. Yeah, because I mostly don't either.
Like it kind of ruins. Like you can't really.
You can, but
the game is definitely not designed with the idea of just going into every level and like assault rifling people down.
You can do that and definitely like mess with it and fuck around with it.
But you're not doing like the stylized killing that like that's
definitely
the point of the like. Okay, let's in Dartmoor, I mean that's a very specific level, but like, we're setting one of the family members up to kill our target. We're not even going to get our hands dirty. Like, you just can't, you're not running into the fucking man.
No, absolutely
and
not.
just gunning them all down.
Well, and that's the thing. I think that there's going to be a lot of things
You
involved.
like literally can't do that unless your like mastery is really high. And
Definitely,
you
and you have all these things. So
Yeah.
I think that's definitely going to be an element that they are going to tweak and adjust as needed. I still think stealth will be a major element.
I'm glad you agree though, because I
Yeah.
noticed I'm like, this is like an adventure game. Like
I'd say
like
I wouldn't even say I'd say it's a stealth game.
a stealth adventure.
Yeah,
but like
sure.
like action is really secondary. And when I mean like we're just pretend it's Uncharted.
There's a bit of puzzle element to it, almost.
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
Like, I'd
And, like,
almost
missed
call it like,
opportunity
it's
and
like a stealth
FOMO.
puzzle game to a degree. Like,
Yeah.
It's an interesting point for sure.
Narrative needs to take center stage,
Definitely.
or share it with gameplay.
Yeah.
Hitman, like you said, it's about gameplay for sure. I understand that. I know there's narrative there. It's clearly not the center stage, but Bond is about the stories.
Definitely.
So and all the Bond games have usually been about the stories, even though maybe they're not good. But like they're mostly have been original, especially the one when they came out when we were younger, the Pierce Brosnan games,
Yeah.
Under Fire, Agent Under Fire, Everything or Nothing.
Did you ever play the From Russia with Love game?
That was the only one I never played.
Very good, from what I remember.
So Everything or Nothing had Jaws in it. Willem Dafoe is the villain.
Interesting.
Like, great game.
Yeah.
But like, I just remember I'm like, wow, these like, it's surprising that they're not all movie tie-ins.
Yeah,
Like,
that is wild.
Especially at the time where like that was the thing. Yeah, but like there's so much backstory to go there. And going back to the gameplay, I rewatched the trailer. There's a lot of that gameplay shown in that trailer.
Yeah.
So I know it's coming. And I'm not saying they're not going
Those
to
set
do this.
pieces,
but
yeah.
I'm just like, I'm identifying how it needs to shift or what it needs to do.
Yep.
And but narrative needs to be there. We need to know about Bond, who he is. They talk about his past in the trailer. So I feel like we're going to get that.
Well,
and they understand the assignment.
I like the choice of showing us a fresh-faced Bond who's actually not even 007 yet. I like seeing that transition. I think that's a very interesting and new perspective.
I want to grow with this Bond. I want to like him just as much as I like Daniel Craig.
Absolutely.
Before I just keep going down my list, do you have anything?
No, I can only emphasize what you're saying, and I have full confidence.
Not even just
in
with
IOI.
that, but just with different things.
No. I think
I don't know if you took notes or
nothing really more specific than that. Really, just like I think that you could not have gotten a more appropriate set of individuals and team to work on this when it comes to the gameplay. And I do think they have the chops narratively to tell a cool Bond story. And I feel like, the people who run the Bond license seem to have Miss Broccoli herself, which I'm sure she had a hand in this.
The only scary part is the Amazon of it now.
I think this was when did that happen, that purchase?
I would say maybe 7 months ago.
See, so when Barbara got bought out completely, or when Bond was just taken over by when they were bought by Amazon.
I think 7 months ago.
It was really that recently. Okay.
Yeah, it was in the past year.
So this would have been before Amazon was involved at all. This would have been drummed up way before they were involved.
Yeah.
This was announced in 2021, right? Or 2022 at the latest.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like...
This project is,
I'm sure
yes.
this is still a broccoli baby, I guess is what I'm saying, if you will.
It's a broccolini.
It's a little broccolini baby. And
I would love to see her talk about it.
I would love to, too. I mean, apparently that one comment by her just infuriated Bezos of just, like, they just want to make content. Like, what the fuck is this? She said something so incredibly based where we were just like, yeah, broccoli.
Dude, yeah. I do kind of respect them.
I do too.
So I'm hoping they don't let Bezos fucking.
I mean, he has.
Did you see the thing was like his wife?
Yeah, that's what I sent. Remember, I was like,
you sent that. Yeah,
it's like a hilarious.
Fuck that, dude. Like, come on.
That's literally the plot. I was told. I've never seen it, and I probably should. That's like apparently the plot of Citizen Kane. It's literally the plot of Citizen Kane. Like, it's like a wealthy benefactor sets up an entire show for his like kind of okay wife, and no one likes it or something like that. Anyways, silly, very silly.
We were talking about something earlier, and this kind of goes into it. I forget what, but you were talking about it. Cutscene budget needs to be higher. We were talking about that, and the motion capture, like the performance capture, just needs to be there with this. Like I don't know if there was any performance capture done with Hitman. It doesn't feel like it necessarily.
Right. No,
like again, like there's no close-ups of characters to really even know.
I
like,
think they're
honestly,
all just like cinematics. I'd be surprised if they were motion captured.
Yeah, it's exactly what I mean. Yeah. So they, again, to go into the narrative, the cutscenes need to go into that as well. Their performances, the actors, whatever.
And then they still have not officially announced who the actor is, right?
Yes, they have not. There's a behind the closed door gameplay at Gamescom, by the way. They're there. They have an Aston Martin on the show floor.
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
I would like to know what you think about this. Similar world building to Hitman, but more in the vein of John Wick. Do you get what I mean by that?
I do, like a little bit more zany.
No. I just want them to be building up what is the world of James Bond as we're playing this game. What are the rules? How do I understand it? How are MI6 working with the U.S.? What's Felix Leiter, for example, from the Daniel Craig? He's a U.S. agent and they work together. Like, I want to see more of the James Bond greater world inserted in, like John Wick, as you go through and you're kind of learning more about the John Wick world and the Continental and the assassins that take part in this and the systems, that sort of thing. Because I think Hitman has a lot of those elements. And they're lightly explored.
Yeah.
Very lightly. Like, I think like the prologue when like she's picking up 47 for the first time. Also, I didn't know Diana Burnwood she's in through the whole.
Yeah, she's always your hand.
So like, but and I was saying this to you, like all the games are canon.
They seem to be, because they even like when I was starting it again, they talk about some of the events that have happened and like some things from Absolution and stuff like that. So yeah, it does seem to be like the prologues, everything that had happened.
Yeah, so there is this like, an Agent 47 isn't the only ICA agent. So that's kind of what I mean by it. Like there's more.
He's the only clone though, which is interesting enough. He's the only like numbered one. She's like, I usually give people a name.
Right. I mean, they go in that background with like Gray and stuff, and he's like, they were like raised in this like Red Room kind of Black Widow type of facility in Eastern Europe or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, there's more there. And I feel like they can bring that out a little bit in Bond, and I kind of hope they do.
Yeah, I will say I don't think Bond is a John Wick type of story to me, that I need that type of stuff. And like John Wick's very much more fantastical, and you have all these weird factions,
Zany,
these Russian
like
ballerinas and like the Continental and stuff like that. Whereas like Bond's just like, it's MI6 and they're dealing with the CIA, like I don't think you need to like lay that out as thickly. It's just kind of contextually laid out.
I just think.
But I see what you're saying.
There's just some like cool world.
I think just building those characters in general,
especially as him being more green. Like I feel like he's probably going to interact more with like MI6 assets and connections than he would maybe when as like a veteran solo operative.
Sure,
because I like. Okay, so 009 is mentioned in the trailer.
Yeah.
I really hope 009 isn't the villain because it's so GoldenEye. I think that just retread.
Sure.
And because the way they were talking about it was like, 009 has like this experience. Like, don't underestimate them. And there was like I was like watching it. There was also this black guy who looked like they were fighting, and then they were like caught in a trap together, and he says something funny to him. Mm-hmm. I'm curious if that's 009, and like maybe 009 was like traitor, but like comes back.
Right.
So basically what I'm saying, and there seems to be like, he's going to these parties with people. Are they other operatives of MI6? Like he's so green that he's working with other 00 agents on the same mission. Like that's sort of what I'm getting into.
It seems like sort of a Kingsman situation where they are like trying to find who's going to be the next Kingsman to me. Like, so they are the crew that are going to be either the next 00s, all of them, or going for the next 00 spot, which is 007.
Sure. Okay. But exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's more like in James Bond, we don't get that ever. James Bond is usually just operating on his own, occasionally running into operatives like Paloma, and I haven't watched the Pierce Brosnan ones and some of the older ones in a while, so I can't really just name people like I can with the Craig stuff. But
do you want me to give the official IO description real quick of the game?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So after here, this might actually reveal like a bit of the story points. After heroic act, young naval airman crew, young naval air crewman James Bond is offered to join the newly revived 00 program. But when a mission to stop a rogue agent ends tragedy, he must join forces with his reluctant mentor, Greenway, to expose a deep conspiracy and stop a looming coup at the heart of the state.
Okay, so I know Greenway is played by Lenny. These guys who played Dwayne in The Walking Dead. Yeah, I don't think. Okay, that might have been the same black guy because they were fighting, but you didn't see his face. And it looked kind of bigger, but maybe it's the same. Okay, so wait, read that last part again.
Yeah, sure. So he must join forces with his reluctant mentor Greenway to expose a deep conspiracy and stop a looming coup at the heart of the state.
Okay, so he's going to be like introduced in the 00 program,
which seems to be newly revived, like they're saying, which is an interesting point, actually.
Okay, so there might not be any 00 agents.
And there are like young James Bond books, right? Like the first one, there is like a bit of an origin story in those books, right? So I do think they are following that. When I was younger. He has the scar, like I guess Bond does supposedly in the book. I mean, a little conspicuous, but I get it. It looks cool. Yeah, I love it. I do.
Next thing I had, we were talking about this, less of a platform, more of a finished product.
Definitely.
Like, obviously. But I just don't want any of that Hitman. We were part of Square. We're not part of Square. We're experimenting. Like, even now when I go into World Assassination, I really feel the experimentation of it. Like, another thing was, like, should there be all these game modes? Like, I feel like Hitman, it's not just the story missions. It's contracts. It's escalation. It's freelancer. It's the sniping stuff. There seems to be a lot going on.
It's much more arcadey.
Yeah.
And I think that's, exactly. That's very much a choice that I can't imagine they don't switch up like hardcore on when it comes to Bond.
Right.
But no, I agree.
And yeah, going into that again, no microtransactions. Let's do traditional expansion content.
Yeah.
If we want to, if they want to do something beyond that story.
Indiana Jones me. Just give me a DLC
simple package.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I had was, are there going to be other 00s, which we were talking about already? And then, I mean, I already saw a laser watch. It looks like we're going to get gadgets.
Yes, Q was in it.
Yeah, I wonder just how much gadgets we're going to get. Because Daniel Craig's era of Bond, if you don't remember, not gadget heavy.
Well, I feel
if you think about it.
I feel like the Craig era of Bond starts out very realistic and not super zany in that way. I'm using that word a lot today. And then kind of by the time you get to No Time to Die, what's his name? Blofeld is being rolled out in like a single prison box with his, and he's like, James! Like, I don't know.
My stepbrother!
Yeah, like, I don't know. By the end of that, it does lean more into that like kind of craziness.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I really had for notes in terms of stuff, but yeah, I'm really excited. I just hope it's good, because if it's a flop, I'm going to be real disappointed.
Really, the only area where I'm like a little bit timid on is the story area for them. Obviously, they haven't had to work on a very narratively heavy project in a long time. I think the old Hitman games have some very interesting stories, so I think that they do have the gumption there to focus on that and create an interesting story. But as far as the gameplay goes, I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be anything less than fantastic. Like, I just can't imagine it. And I'm sure they showed the folks at the Broccoli Estate a little slice of life, because they could easily have mocked up something in the Hitman engine to just show them, be like, this is what we think a Hitman,
right? Here's a
007
proof of concept kind of thing.
This is what we think it could look like. Obviously, it would be much more improved and blah 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 blah. But
watching the trailer and really like combing through it, the action set piece of it. I mean, there seems to be driving, which I think was Bond. Is kind of a quintessential. Give us the driving segment, whatever that means. Like, I feel like all Bond games have them. All Bond movies have moments like that, where there's a car chase or a boat getaway or something like that. So it really needs that. And
set pieces, like you said.
And it's in the trailer. But yeah, the set pieces seem to be much more prevalent than I mean, every level is a set piece for Hitman, but they're not action set pieces.
No, it's an exploration set. It's a stage.
It's an adventure set piece.
Sure, yeah.
I was really thinking about Hitman.
I'd call it more of a stealth set piece, but I know what you mean with the adventure. But it's just
I was really examining it. I'm like,
stealth action.
Yeah, it's like there's really not a lot of gameplay happening in Hitman. Like, it's just like coded in a different.
Again, it's
flavor.
A puzzle. It is a bit of a puzzle.
It's interesting because like there's not a lot of games like Hitman.
No, all right.
I think Metal Gear Solid 5 is maybe like the closest thing you could get, but Metal Gear Solid 5 is a shooter. Like you're gunning people down often.
I think maybe the only other thing I can think of on a similar spectrum to a weird degree, and you might disagree, is like Dishonored.
I was going to say Deus Ex.
Or even yeah, no,
but like not really.
I think this very much fits squarely in an immersive sim category too. Like, as far as like how you can interact with the environment, how you can throw things, how you can turn things on and off. Like,
do you think Bond is going to be immersive sim?
I think you are going to see all the same elements of you can turn off lights. You can interact with the environment in the exact same way.
I don't think you're going to be able to like walk around, a city and be like, okay, maybe I'm going to do some side thing. Like, it's definitely, I would be surprised. I mean, we've kind of gotten that from games before, like with like Gears 5, when there's like open world segments and you can do side stuff, but it still feels really linear.
But even
and I like it in that game actually. But I was surprised when I was presented with it. I'm like, oh, open world, like side. I can do like side things and get like things to progress my character and Jack and whatever. I couldn't see that really happening in Bond. To go into the immersive sim element, so it kind of like knocks that theory down a little bit.
No, I don't even think it's like, because I mean the side stuff in Hitman is just all objective based to help towards your main objective.
Yes.
So like that, I see all of that being in Bond for sure.
Yeah, I guess it's like
just going to be
what I'm
set
talking
up. It's
about.
going to be framed in a much different way.
Yeah, it's
and
framed
I think
differently.
Scaled down in a respect for sure. Like I think you are going like the first Hitman, and each one of these you get like 5 to 6 levels, 7 maybe. I think you are going to get 12.
Yeah, 5 to 7 each game.
I think you are going to get 12 to 14 linearly open levels that you can tackle in a myriad of different ways. Whether it be stealth, action, there's going to be all these different objectives that you can use to gain entry to places to eliminate a target. Because I'm sure you will have to eliminate. There's going to be a mission where you're going to have to eliminate a target.
Yeah,
sure.
like I said, there's going to be a scripted moment
like
where you get caught, and then there is no option for stealth. It's just gunfight.
Or maybe, I don't know. I do think it's going to be pretty free in each level.
See, that's where I have a problem, and I see it, and I'm like, I don't feel like it's going to be that open.
I think it's going to be as open as a Dishonored level.
I don't even think it's going to be that open.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know why. Because I think
imagine.
it just like, I think it just doesn't fit Bond, and I feel like again, like the narrative is going to take precedent over like player choice in terms of like the entire level. I think there's going to be choice in moments, but like it's not going to be like that open. I know this makes sound kind of confusing.
I agree with you. I think certain like story beats are going to hit in the same way no matter what. But I think how you tackle objectives and how you get to those story beats, I think, are going to be very much within your decision of if you want to tackle it.
I think that's like that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just not confident that like it's going to go that way.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you don't hire this comp. Like, I don't know. I think that has to be. It's like part of the IO, like the IO Interactive like DNA.
Yeah, like
even with like the original, not even with like World of Assassination.
Right. So, like, here's my question. Okay, like, say, okay, let's use that party example where Bond's at a party and he has to infiltrate, get some background information from some people there. Do you think there's going to be option, like, you could tail this drunk guy who knows Joe Schmo and you need to get information from him, or you could go sleep with one of his female friends? Like, do you think...
Or you can steal the key card off the security manager.
Right. Do you think that's the approach they're going to take?
Absolutely. Like, I don't think it's going to be like, you need to sneak into this embassy and steal this data. There's multiple different ways to get into the room. There's multiple different ways to get to the data. Sometimes you don't even need to get in the room. Sometimes, like, there might be an event you can get through. You might be able to cut through something with your laser if you have it. I just think that there is going to be a lot of player choice when it comes to that regard. Not when it comes to the narrative beats, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. For some reason, I'm having trouble seeing it.
It's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be way more condensed. But I see it and I don't.
There's like a version. It's my mind is kind of narrow.
Your mind's eye.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop. I can see it, but it's like it's a narrow perspective of like what an open world James Bond game is gonna be. It's not Deus Ex, and it's not Hitman. It's sort of like in the middle and smaller scope than like what those games are.
It's almost like you take this. It's almost like you took Uncharted and make it an immersive sim. And like, like when you go to that
especially
party
Uncharted 4.
Yeah, and like you can, you know what I'm saying, thing. And like you can get down to that, and like in that it's very scripted. You have to go through this certain door, and you have to go through it.
Right. There's no choice in that. Yeah.
Yes. Whereas I think in this
and then the fight breaks out.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think that there's going to be
it's that level, but like toward the Hitman way. So how does it open up and do the Hitman things?
I think it's going to be a lot simpler than you.
I
think so. I think like it's going to do the Hitman things in the way of how you set up a kill and that like all the objectives things and how you execute a certain kill or a way of getting through a level. But whereas James Bond will just have these narrative beats that won't change. And Hitman kind of does that too. Like the narrative beats stay the same no matter what. You just tackle the level. Whichever.
Do you think we're gonna have some sort of weapon gadget selection before missions? Yeah, you think
100%.
so?
100%. I think you're gonna have a loadout, same kind of idea.
Really?
I really do.
I'm just having trouble seeing
because
it.
you do that in old Bond games. You do that in like Splinter Cell. Like when you would go out on a Splinter Cell mission.
Never played Splinter Cell.
Yeah, like you'd set up your kit, before you go out. So I think that, and I think you might have done that in old Bond games, but I don't know.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, like I see Bond, like, okay, you're getting equipped.
I'm taking my laser watch. I'm taking my remote explosive.
I can see it with the gadgets. That I don't have a hard time seeing. Where like Q presents, you have some options, Bond. Here they are, and like, what do you think you're gonna need for this? You only have room for so much. You can take 2 of the 6, and they kind of present you with some options, and you take them. Maybe not every mission's like that, but I'm just kind of presenting like the first one where he brings you in to the Q lab and here's some of the stuff we've been working on, and he mentions a gadget that you don't use until the end of the game because it's like still testing it.
Right.
Yeah. You can see it in your mind's 100%. Eye. But the guns, I just being like you're issued a standard issue silence pistol,
that
like
type of stuff.
I don't see it's like like you can bring in the SMG or sniper. Obviously, there's probably going to be like a sniper level,
but I think you can.
Or like you're going to be able to pick enemies stuff up.
It's in my suitcase. Like you'd smuggle it. You wouldn't like. So I think it is, and that's how you do it in Hitman. Like if you go in with
and that's how Bond does it in the movie,
right? If you go in with a sniper rifle, you come in with it in a suitcase and you build it in a secure location.
But there is like there are a lot of SMG and assault rifle options in Hitman that I feel like I'm like never really using. I think
that stuff's going to be scaled down and replaced with the narrative focus. I think it's still going to be there, and I think you're still going to have a fair amount of choice when it comes to your kit and how you tackle a situation. But I think it's going to be very scaled down. It's going to be very much more focused.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Dude, I'm pumped.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I love to see that's coming.
Dude, we don't have a time frame at all, do we?
I thought they did say like next year.
2026? Yeah, I think you're right. One thing I have been like, now that I'm going back to the missions and I'm getting the mastery level 20, it can be a grind. And I'm like, I have to divvy this up. So I've finished Hawke's Bay, Paris, Thailand, the Bangkok one in the first game, Dartmoor, Miami, and that's it. And the hardest one was the Bangkok one, but like Miami was pretty difficult. I think that level is just kind of overwhelming. There's so much going on.
There is.
Like
which one's Miami? What's
the brace?
The race, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm like, well, dude, I walked in, I was like, holy fuck, where do I even start?
The thing that I would do with those levels, or whenever I would get a new level, I would just explore on my first one. I'd literally just continuously kind of walk around and try and discover as many of the locations as I could and just see what's happening.
So when I first got there, whatever I ran into first, I did.
That makes sense.
And then I kind of like, and then when I returned to the levels, I start the levels by doing all the missions and see what I can find and get through there. And I'm kind of looking at challenges like, okay, trying to keep that in mind as I progress. I'm working on the that idyllic U.S. neighborhood one with the Janus guy and
that's like a throwback. There's a lot of these are kind of.
I like that. I like those levels. I feel like the big city levels, I think, like kind of stress me out.
They get a little overwhelming. I got to give them credit for how many different how intricate those levels are, like how dense they feel in a lot of ways, and they can, I think feel overwhelming, but I can appreciate that for the most part. A lot of them are callbacks to old levels. Like that one feels, I don't know if it is explicitly, but it feels like a callback to, there's a level in Hitman Blood Money where you have to like kill a guy at his son's birthday party. He's like has a clown showing up, and it's like an idyllic kind of neighborhood setup thing. So
yeah,
again, very much.
Have you played Contracts?
No, not really.
And the first one is Agent 47, right? It's Hitman Agent 47. And then Blood Money?
Yes.
Contracts is a spinoff?
I think so. It's like, I've only played Blood Money and Forward. So I think I missed the first 2.
Are they available on Xbox?
Yes. Blood Money and
All of them?
Absolution. I don't know if the old ones
Like
are. Blood Money and
contracts.
Absolution are. I don't know if
Because
Contract is.
Are they both 360 games?
Yeah. They
Blood Money's
re-released.
360 or is it Xbox?
I think it's both. I think it
Really?
was cross-gen, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, those are available cross-gen.
I don't know if I'll ever get to the older Hitman games. This is funny. We were having this conversation in Discord yesterday with like gatekeeping and stuff like that. And okay, I'm a Hitman fan and I've only played the most recent 3. Am I not a Hitman fan because I haven't played the originals? Like, I don't know, man.
Well, it just comes down to that thing of just like...
Because I have no intent to go back. Maybe. Yeah. There's so many games, you know me.
Yeah. I don't think that renders your opinion irrelevant, I guess. No, I don't think, like, I think that is like... No, genuinely, like, yeah.
No,
like, and that's like where I get to, I guess, like, and we were talking about it the other night. Yeah, like, that's where I guess I start to have, like, the issue with the gatekeeping aspect. But I think you should play those. I think they're fun. I think they do hold up. But I would very much understand it if you
It's
didn't.
just shame that none of the James Bond games, besides that Craig one, like, is that even? Can you even play that backwards compatible?
I don't know. You might be able to.
I'm sure.
No, I actually don't think you can. I'm sure Mr.
can.
Sunday Movies did a video on it and he had to emulate it. I think he said in it. So
wow.
yeah, he did.
So it kind of sucks. Like, oh, do you want to play like older Bond games? Like, you can't really do that.
Like, I'd love to go back and retry that From Russia with Love game. I remember it being very good.
I would love a collection of all those Bond games
Waiting to happen. Yeah. Amazon, come on.
I wonder who owns them. They were made by EA.
I'm sure Amazon like has to hold the license, or it's in some weird limbo. I don't know, because there's no way EA owns it, because whatever company that owns the Bond license would have.
Let me look at Nightfire. So EA published it, but who made it? THQ?
I think so. I can't remember at the time.
Just get me to the wiki. Okay. Gearbox.
Really?
Made Nightfire.
Wow.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But again, like, do they own
Gearbox.
it?
Okay, Gearbox did PC. Eurocom did the regular game. Publisher EA. Yeah, I wonder where the rights lie for that.
I would assume with whoever owns the James Bond IP, but I don't know for a fact.
Right. So like,
Amazon now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no way they're getting ported. But yeah, it's been fun to jump into Hitman and like really make this connection. I think it's important to play, especially when devs make this switch in IP and it's like a pretty big one. To look back at like what they're doing and how they're going to like go forward.
Yeah, I don't think this could have been a better fit again.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, even though I have like things, it's like, hey, they did this in Hitman this way, they need to change it. I just think it's like, let's try to fit the IP because I know the IP and I know how it needs to be done. This isn't arcadey, like you said. I think it was a great way to put it, because World of Assassination does feel like this arcade sandbox where you can do anything, including kill Sean Bean in, you know,
Lashif.
I may have to buy that to do it, because I feel like I should.
Feels correct.
Yeah, it just feels right. But yeah, man, that's it. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too,
I'm glad we did it. I'm glad I finally played this game.
I am too. I'm happy.
You've been singing his praises for years, and
I'm happy to see that you are enjoying it for sure, man. But I don't know, anything else?
That does it for me, man.
Yeah, nice. I like it. A long one tonight, which I appreciate. I hope you all had a great time watching with us live on twitch.tv/Delco Nerd Network. We really do appreciate your time. You can find this podcast anywhere podcasts are found. Just search Delco Nerd Network on your podcast service of choice. We got a Facebook page, a Discord channel. All of that will be linked down below for your convenience. You can find this podcast, or you can find this information on our website. All this information, DelcoNerdNetwork.com. You can even email us your comments, questions, or concerns to delconerds@gmail.com. We'd be happy to get back to you. But for Gooch, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay nerdy, and we will leave you to prepare.